Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer and move to Arsenal. Alexis Sanchez, yet again in the news. It's every day, I know. You're getting bored of hearing of Alexis Sanchez, but it's of our own making, as we know. Every day he's going to be in the news until the end of the transfer window, whether we keep him or whether we lose him. Now, the talk today is that Manchester City made a bid of £45 million for Alexis Sanchez. This is according to his agent, who spoke to the Chile newspaper El Mercurio. He said that Manchester City put in a bid of £45 million, but this bid was rejected by Arsenal. So that is a lot of money for a guy who's only got 1 year left on his contract. But Arsene Wenger has been saying for a while now that, listen, he is not for sale. We are not selling him. Arsene Wenger yesterday saying that he's got the support of the board on this one. So basically, they are willing to lose £45 million, as I said on yesterday's show, gambling on the fact that maybe Alexis can fire them through to the Champions League or maybe even the title. And if he can do that, then it would have been worth hanging on for him for the year. It's a big gamble, but it looks like that's what Arsene Wenger is doing right now. There are also reports out today that City might return with another bid of £60 million. Now, that really would test the resolve of Arsenal and Arsene Wenger. £60 million, a lot of money. But as I said, Wenger is quite adamant. He's saying there's no replacements available. You're going to have to end up spending the same money to bring in somebody who's not as good. We may as well hold on to him. So it looks like Arsene Wenger is sticking to his word on this one, and that Alexis Sanchez will not be going out the door. Now, yesterday, remember, I did this poll on the show and I asked you guys the question, and I talked about the guys that have only got 1 year left. Mesut Ozil, Alexis, of course, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jack Wilshere. I said, should we sell them and cash in? I estimated that we could get, about 155 million possibly for those four players if we cashed in on them. And then should we cash in on them and reinvest? 70% of you said no, we should keep them. 30% of you said cash in. So overwhelming you guys out there supporting Wenger on this one, that we should keep hold of these players even if they don't sign a new deal. Keep hold of them. They're not going anywhere. So you have spoken, and that is what's happening. A player that looks like he's definitely on the way out is Gabriel. Now, lots of rumours flying around today. They've been going around for a little while, as a matter of fact, but really intensifying again today, that Gabriel will be leaving Arsenal, will be heading back to Spain, to La Liga, to play for Valencia this time for a fee of £10 million, which would represent a loss of about £5 million because we signed him in 2015 for about £15 million. Now, Gabriel's been that hit and miss type of defender. Sometimes he looks good, then another time he's prone to the mistakes. Hasn't really hit it off at Arsenal, if we're being honest. And, excuse me, he's one of these defenders that Arsenal sort of signed without really looking at him. They based a lot of it on his stats. Of course, a lot of clubs do that now. They've got these big databases where they can analyse every tackle you've made, every interception, what you like in the air, all based off of stats. And they kind of bought Gabriel off of that. Now, it hasn't really worked out for him at Arsenal, and it looks like he's going to be on his way out for £10 million. And Wenger's been talking a lot recently about getting players out. And whilst I know he's got to get players out, and I know that it's too much of that at the moment, we want to know about some players coming in. What's happened to Lamar? That's just gone all quiet. Lamar yesterday even posting something on Instagram, a picture of him in training, looking relaxed, looking quite happy on his Instagram there. Does that mean that deal's dead? He's been the #1 target that Arsenal have been after. They have put in bids for him, but Monaco seem to be sticking to their guns, and the Lamar deal seems to be fading and fading. What about Seri? He's the other midfielder. Excuse me again. He plays for Nice. Nice, of course, beaten by Napoli in the Champions League qualifiers 2-0. Looks like they're going to be heading out. Now, is it time now to move for Seri? Are we going to move for Seri? Liverpool apparently are looking seriously at Seri as well as a replacement for Coutinho. If Coutinho goes to Barcelona, which it looks like that's almost certainly going to happen. So will Arsenal make a proper bid for Seri, or is Seri going to end up at Liverpool? I mean, just seems to have come to a real halt, our transfer business, as it seems to do every year, as a matter of fact. And Van Dijk, what about him? Lots of people have been calling for why not try and move for Virgil van Dijk. We know it'd be very expensive. We know Southampton are making the sound and saying he's not for sale, similar to like what we're doing with Alexis. Van Dijk spotted in London yesterday. Somebody posted it up on their Instagram, only to delete it later on. But what was he doing in London? Lots of links linking him with a move to either Chelsea or Arsenal, based off of the fact that he was just in London. But are Arsenal going to move for another centre-half? At the moment, it just seems to be about offloading Gabriel. Looks like Chambers is on his way out. Offloading, brilliant. We have to. Debuchy, these guys, Jenkinson, we know they got to go. But who's coming in? I still think that Arsenal need a couple of signings. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching the show today, and we will be back tomorrow.